He's Dwyane Wade, the Miami Heat guard. It's a three-peat for him. He's got 3 titles as the Heat go back-to-back, and Dwyane back on the show. What doesn't hurt today, Dwyane?
I think my pinky fingernail is only left.
Any chance to rest here since you guys won the title?
Well, rest in the sense of no more basketball, no more running up and down, all those things. But not outside of that. I still got things I have to do. I have kids. I have a lot of things I have to do off the court. With my brand. But it's a good time to be tired.
Take me back to the Game 6 comeback. Final 30 seconds. What are you thinking as you're watching? The Spurs are up by 5 with 28 seconds to go.
Oh man, it's looking dark, man. You see them bring out the yellow rope. You see the Spurs fans, hitting their chest. You hear the bench behind you going crazy because you've been in that moment before, so you know what that means. It pretty much means you won a championship. And to look up there and to see us down 5, you're just looking for something to happen. And we was able to make something happen and win an unbelievable game.
But you go into Game 7. How much confidence do you personally have, considering that it was we weren't sure what to expect from Dwyane Wade? Was it going to be 06 Dwyane Wade, or was it going to be somebody who's battling, the knee injury there? How much confidence do you have in Game 7?
Well, I just got confidence in my abilities in big games, that I'm going to do whatever it takes for my team to win. You don't know how you're going to perform, but you do know that I bring some experience in those moments. Whether it's Game 7 of these conference finals, whether it was Game 5 closing out versus the Bulls, etc. No matter what I was dealing with my knee, whether it was Game 4 when we needed it in the finals, just coming through in a big way for your teammates. So I wasn't concerned from that standpoint. I did as much therapy, as much treatment that I can do to make sure that my knees can be close to 60% as possible, and then I went from there.
I guess we were trying to understand this, and we weren't there in the locker room to understand just how banged up you were, if it was something that was going to be permanent with you, or this was just something that was – because your regular season was great. Now all of a sudden people are questioning a Hall of Famer if you're able to perform at that level. How much that bother you that you were being questioned of just how good you could be?
You know what, that really didn't bother me much. I mean, it's a part of what I do, and people are going to praise you, they're going to pat you on the back, and some people not. It's just a part of it. I think my biggest thing was just to make sure that I could be there for my teammates. And obviously, like you said, I had one of my most efficient regular seasons, of my career. And it just, for me, it's up just to have to deal with some minor injuries that took me away from being the player that I wanted to be during the playoffs. But I understood, kind of how the world works and everyone's opinions, and I let them use it, But I had a job to do, and I did my job.
He's Dwyane Wade, Miami Heat guard, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. I know you got a workout video. How important is that workout? It's an app. How important is that for you yourself for next season?
Well, yeah, it's a driven app that I've created. I actually created throughout this year. Something I've been working on for a while. I think, being someone who's, a lot of people, especially me, who's went through so many injuries and has bounced back. And also, given the opportunity to have kids, coaches, people who are not as fortunate enough to me to be able to have someone direct them the right way of how to do certain drills and certain things. So I think it's great that I was able to put this app together, give kids, and I'm kind of like their personal trainer, but show them, kind of how I do things and how I work.
Well, how do you get the app?
Well, we live in this iPhone, this iPad, this world, that you go, just like the rest of the apps, you go and download it. It's my app, it's a driven app by Dwyane Wade. And, it's just something that you can keep on your phone. And it's easy as any other app that we have on our phones. And I think the great thing about it is, kids in your backyard, 40 and over league, anybody who want to see, let me see what D-Wade does. Let me work out some of this before I go play my game. And you can do it.
Do you have to change your style in any way as you move on in your career?
Yeah, a little bit. I make minor adjustments every year. I'm not gonna make a dramatic change. I'm not gonna turn into Steve Kerr. You know, I don't think people don't expect that from me, but I make minor adjustments from 3 years ago to now in my game. But me being an attacker, me being aggressive, that's what I'm gonna be until my body tells me I can't be that anymore. And then when I can't, then it's time for me to walk away from the game.
Who's your kid's favorite player on the Heat?
My kid's favorite player, Zion. Who's your favorite player on the Heat?
Oh, for sure, my daddy.
I know I'm your daddy. Who's the player? LeBron. There you go.
I thought they might go Birdman.
No Bird. I mean, they go through their phases too. Like my older son go through his phases. Like he like guys like James Jones, who don't get as much time. He like the underdog.
Well, good luck with the app. Good luck with the off season. Congrats again. Thanks for joining us, Dwyane.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, Dwyane Wade. The new app is driven. I like that. Who's your favorite player? You're my daddy.